In this lecture, we will learn about IronPython integrating the .NET framework with the Python programming language. First off, what does .NET integration mean? As we learned in the last lecture, programming languages like C# and C++ use the .NET framework. They have libraries of code from .NET that they are able to use. Python is not a language that natively supports the .NET framework. For example, we cannot normally use the built-in linked list class from the system.collections.generic namespace in Python. We don't have access to the .NET Framework's system namespace by default when writing Python code. However, by using IronPython, we gain access to all of these things and more. The first thing we need to do is to download IronPython. Let's open up a web browser and go to https://ironpython.net/download. We can click the green download release button. We will choose to download the zip file. Once that finishes downloading, we can extract it into a folder. The next step is to link it up to PyCharm so that we can write IronPython code directly in PyCharm. In PyCharm, let's go to File Settings and then select Project Interpreter from the left sidebar. From there, we want to click the gear icon and choose Add. This will open a window. From the four options on the left, we will click the third option down, System Interpreter. Then we want to click the three dots. We need to get into the folder we downloaded IronPython into. Inside of that folder is a net45 folder that we will go into and select ipy.exe. Once we hit OK, PyCharm will link up with IronPython. Great, this gives us the ability to use IronPython inside of PyCharm. To check that IronPython is properly linked up with PyCharm, let's type import system at the top of our program and then run the code. If we don't get any errors, we are ready to begin coding with IronPython. Let's look at an example of working with the linked list class from the .NET Framework's system.collections.generic namespace. Up at the top of the code, we will type from system.collections.generic import linked list. Then we will create a variable named linked list and set it equal to a linked list of integers. Note that we put the int type inside of square brackets. Next, we will create a variable named root and set it equal to linked list.addFirst with 1 passed in. This will add a root node with a value of 1 to our linked list. Next, we will type linked list.addAfter and pass in root as the first argument and 2 as the second argument. After that, we will type linked list.addLast and pass in 3. Now we have a linked list with a root node 1 and nodes 2 and 3 after that. Let's add some print statements to ensure that our linked list was created properly. First, we will print out total items and then use the linked list's count property to get the number of elements in our linked list. Next, we will print out first, and then the value of the first node in our linked list by typing linkedList.first.value. Finally, we will print out last, and then the value of the last item in the linked list by typing linkedList.last.value. When we run the code, notice that our linked list has 3 items in it. The first item is 1, and the last item is 3. Great job! You just accessed .NET code libraries using Python, thanks to the power of IronPython. In the next lecture, we will learn about building Windows Forms applications using IronPython code.